Upwork demo. Okay, so in this video, I want to do a quick demonstration of Upwork.com. My opinion is that Upwork is one of the best places for new freelancers to get started because there's a large quantity of available jobs, and there's a lot of diversity in terms of the job types available. They also have really good tools for posting your qualifications, searching for jobs, submitting proposals, recording your output, and ultimately getting paid and reviewed. As you then progress in more advanced freelancing, you might consider other options, but this is a really great place to get started. Now, we're going to do a really quick site demo, and we're just going to do it for illustration's sake. We won't touch on every feature of the site, as we'd actually have to do a real project to truly show you everything. But we encourage you to go to the site, take a look on your own at the full package of Upwork, and of course, try a freelance job. So why don't we go into it? We're going to go to Upwork right now and show you some of the basic features. Okay, so at the very top, you can see all the different headers, so you can look at what your jobs are, the ones that are in progress. You can do reports, you have messaging capability, and then of course you can find new work as well. So we're going to start off with your profile. And as you can see with the profile, there's so many different options of all the different things that you can put in there. So at the very top, of course, you have your name. You can put a picture. You can say where you're located. You put your rate. Now, this is just your generic rate. You're going to propose, depending on whatever job you do, what rate you'll do that job. But you can put your more general average rate up there if you want. If you want a video to introduce yourself, you have the capability of doing that. And then right below it is an overview. So that's kind of your cover letter, your summary statement where you say, here's my background, here's what I'm here to do on a freelancing basis. Below that, you have portfolio. So we're going to click on that and just show you some of the features of portfolio. What you're able to do here is you're able to go through all the different projects you did in your career. So of course you title it and you describe it within the overview, but it gives you the capability to either attach images, so maybe a screenshot of the work that you've done, or the files, which enable you to show here's the completed project. Of course, there's a lot of other details. You can put whatever category it's in, you can show the website, and of course, any skills that you gain from it as well. So really, really cool for all the different projects you do. It gives you the capability to showcase that in a really good way. Okay, so going down, you can see all kinds of other things. You have certifications. You have tests. Now, I want to go into a little bit of detail with tests because that's a really cool way to differentiate yourself among your peers. So clicking on that, you're going to see all the different tests that are exclusive to Upwork.com. And as we scroll down, you're going to see they're in every single category. You can do tests on applications. You can do it on software. You can do it on job and professional skills, other technical skills, virtually any category. And as you can see, when we click on the category button, it's virtually anything you want, whether it's industry, function, skill, virtually anything. Now, when you take these tests, what ends up happening is, let's say there's 40 questions. It'll judge your proficiency relative to that skill, and then it'll rank you versus all the other people who took that test. Now, you can see on the right side here that there's tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of people that are taking that test. And the reason they're doing that is they're trying to demonstrate their proficiency. So later on, when you're applying to a job, it's a really powerful thing to say, gosh, I'm in the upper 10% of that skill set that you're looking for. That really differentiates yourself and says, gosh, I'm the best person that can be hired. So a really, really cool way and something exclusive to Upwork in terms of how you can really demonstrate your skills. So anyway, going back, you can see the rest of the different categories within Upwork. You can do employment history, which of course, that's like your normal resume, all the different jobs that you've done in the past and the details of them. You have your education, so what degrees, what sort of education accomplishments do you have? And then any other experience that you think would be relevant for your portfolio. Now the portfolio itself, or in this case they call it the profile, is really just your background. If someone were looking for you, or let's say that you were applying to their job, they can click on this and they can see everything that you bring to the table. The cool thing though is, as we'll show you in a minute, when you actually propose for a specific job that is posted, you can actually put whatever is relevant to that job itself. So it allows you a little bit more customization to what you're applying towards. So why don't we do that? Why don't we go back up to the very top? and we're going to click on Find Work. So as that loads, what you'll see is you can search for all the different jobs you have. And the job feed in the middle right there, it shows all the different things that you've applied towards, the results of that, jobs that are in progress. It gives you a little bit of a dashboard so that you can organize all your freelance work. But we're going to apply for a job, so why don't we try the advanced search? We'll click on that. And as you can see, it's like any other advanced search where you can do all these words, any of these words, exact phrase, all those sort of things. So why don't we try a skill set? So we're going to type in exact phrase. We're going to write business proposal. So we write that and we'll hit the search button, and why don't we see what pops up? So as it's loading, okay. So why don't we take a look at the left first? We have all the different aspects of that search. So you can filter about whether you want an hourly job, a fixed price job. You can filter by experience level, and of course, they pay based on what your experience level might be. You can filter by the client history. So typically, sometimes people will want to work for people that have hired on the site before. The employer will specify what budget they have for the entirety of the project, so you can filter based on that. If location is important to you, you can filter by location, or at least where the hirer comes from. You can filter based on project length, so if you only have time to do a week's project, you could filter based on that. If you wanted something more long-term, that's also an option as well. And then, of course, hours per week. So if you have full-time work, you have full-time availability, you can specify that. If not, you can do part-time as well. So all the things on the left are the things that they enable you to filter on. But why don't we go to the right side, which shows all the different search results that you have. So scrolling down, you can see business proposal. There's all kinds of different things. And the interesting thing is they show a little bit of a description. They'll show you whether it's fixed price or hourly, what sort of level, and then the budget as well. So why don't we click on one just for illustration? We'll do the very top one. Experienced grant writer needed. So you can see within this job description, they'll say what are the details of the job. They'll tell you, of course, what would a successful candidate be, what are they looking for. They show you the skills that are required. And then at the very bottom, you can see, gosh, if this is something that looks interesting to you, what are some of the other jobs as well. Now going to the right side, you can see a little bit about the client. So in this example, you can see that, gosh, this client has actually never hired on Upwork before. They have one job posted. Obviously, it would be this one. They just joined the site. And of course, they don't have any payment methods. So in many cases, you're going to find people who have hired before, and it'll give the details of what that hirer has done. So what's the rate that they typically pay? What's the rating that other employees, other freelancers have given them after the project concludes? And then right here, if you're interested in the job, you can either save it and propose later, or you can submit a proposal. So there you go. That's a little bit of an illustration as to what Upwork is all about. There's so many different jobs that you can search for. No matter what your skill is, what your function is, it'd be really cool if you went to the site right now, take a look at whatever you bring to the table and see what sort of jobs are out there. There's a lot of them, and they're ongoing as time goes on. So anyway, there you go. You can go ahead, you could submit a proposal, which after you do that, it enables you to answer whatever the hirer's interview questions are. You can explain your approach to their job. You can submit resumes, portfolio items, and really any other proposal material. Eventually, you interview, you negotiate your rate, and then you begin the contract, assuming, of course, that you're chosen. Now, Upwork is really cool because it doesn't just end there. They allow weekly automated payment for hourly contracts, and then they hold the money for fixed price contracts. They settle disputes between freelancer and employer. They have timekeeping and screenshot features. You can chat and you can share files on the site. And of course, when the work concludes, there's a mutual review option so that when you do great work, your next employer will see that on your portfolio. All in all, it's a really great site with so many different jobs posted there. Now, many of the other freelance marketplaces have really similar features, but they might have different features as well, different niches and a different work style. Obviously, you don't have to use a site like this. You can propose work and you can complete projects directly with the employer. But we wanted to show you this one because it's a really popular one and one that we use, we like. So Hopefully that's very helpful, and it's provided at least an introductory overview of all the tools that are at your disposal in order to get started in freelancing.